जी मैम। हेलो।
सर
अच्छा, मैं आपको होस्ट बुला रहा हूँ तो मैं फ्लाइट में और मेरा बैटरी डाउन है।
ओके
मैंने लाइव कर दिया। ओके,
हाँ
आप ऑनलाइन।
ओके सर, थैंक यू।
रिकॉर्डिंग चालू कीजिए सर।
चालू करते हैं, चालू करते हैं।
Hello. A very warm evening to all of you. Welcome, my
Same
dear.
to you, miss.
Welcome, my dear ones. So nice to see you all.
Thank you. Same. Likewise.
Great. So how is it going on? Today we are going to start day 21. Means another few days we would end the book again. So where do we find ourselves? Diving deeper or
Getting
still
stronger and stronger day by day.
very good. Wonderful. Anji?
Enjoying more and more miracles in life.
Wow. So the life has become better, isn't it,
Yeah.
my dear?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So
Life
yesterday
was always better,
yeah.
but we were not taking it seriously and we
Yeah.
were not aware that this life is better. And when we see minutely or compare with others, the lower level people or suffering people, then we realize I am at a very good stage, which
Yeah.
I wasn't appreciating or recognizing or thanking it. Then after studying this, we realize that we should always thank, irrespective we see others or no. So I am very happy. Whatever you have given me, I am satisfied, happy, and appreciating. You
Very
will
good.
give me more definitely.
Yes. Wonderful.
The who
Very
say
well said.
thank you, it is abundance is given to him. That's what we have learned.
Yes. And we will always remember that.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. The more we are grateful for what we have, the more we would be attracting in our lives. Because it is very easy to complain. And we can always catch hold of ourselves whenever we are. Now I feel, whenever we are, even there is a complaint, it's like we are human beings. There are all the emotions in us. If somebody says, now I am not doing anything, I will not buy that argument. Yes, the emotions must have reduced. Now we know if I am in that negative situation or in an emotion, I know that, yes, where am I? But then it is now easy to pull ourselves out. So like every time I say we have read the book, we have got, a treasure of things for which, the tools which we have, but still we will have all kinds of emotions because all the situations are still there and they will come. But yes, these tools have empowered us. Suppose if I am angry or if sometimes I'm in that lower vibration, it's not that I'm vibrating at that higher vibration all the time. Nobody can do that. We keep going up and down. If somebody says I am a very positive person, it is something very fishy. Why? Because we all cannot be in the same situation throughout. The emotions, they keep changing. But yes, now we don't touch those lower ones. We are not that low. When we go a little low also, it's okay. Tell yourself, yes, I'm angry. I agree that I'm angry. This is lower vibration. But make use of a tool and come out of that. But everything would be same how it was before we read the book Magic. Means the life has its own everything, whatever it is there. But yes, we have learned now how to look at the positive, how to be grateful.
Amen.
If sometimes emotion is not working, how do I pull myself out? How do I help myself? Now we don't have to look at others to help us. That is the difference. Yes. There we are empowered. Isn't it? Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, miss.
There it is. Yes. Now we know how to come out of situations. Now we know what to do. Like that. How many of us touched our heart yesterday? Magic heart was your yesterday's, the process we learned yesterday.
Yes.
This, as I always say, this heart, your hands, they stop working, they get rest, your legs get rest, our tongue gets rest, our tummy also gets rest. One poor fellow, the great fellow, the very strong fellow,
Mhm.
our heart. This does not get to rest. If it will rest, we will rest forever. Isn't it?
We'll be in rest.
Yes, we'll be in rest. So it keeps working. So we have to be all the more grateful to it. And once in a while, just touch it and say, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And really feel it. कि यार तुम धड़कते नहीं तो हम चलते नहीं. है ना? So keep doing that. And see, your heart will never ditch you. It will keep getting stronger and stronger. Why? We are grateful to it. So when you are grateful to somebody, when you are grateful for something, it will always return back.
Hey, good evening, sir.
Sorry. Yes, Ravi ji. क्या कह रहे हैं रवि जी?
He's just wishing good evening.
Oh, good evening. Very good evening. Very good evening. Okay. Who will help me in reading the book? I'll share. Anybody?
I will do it. I'll do it, ma'am.
Thank you so much, bye. From the bottom of my, I'll just give everybody. Okay, just give me a moment, my dear.
Yeah.
I'll just share the book. Where is it? Yeah. Okay. You see, my dear friends, all the pictures we see in this book, you will see light, you will see sunshine, you will see brightness, you will see stars twinkling. You see, amongst all these things, whenever we are in gratitude, whenever we are grateful, we are able to see the end of the tunnel. We are able to see good things. We are able to see the brighter side whenever we are in gratitude. Isn't it? So all the pictures you will see in the processes, all these pictures are, and then as I tell you, what I anticipate of this, somewhere there, somewhere not there, you see the magic is there. It will be visible when only we make a choice to see it, to feel it. Otherwise, it is not everywhere. But we can see it, we can feel it when we make a choice to do that. Great. Chaliye, aaj ka beautiful practice, magnificent outcome. What do you mean by magnificent outcome? You see, we all have something or the other throughout the day. We have so many appointments, we have so many meetings, we have so many, we meet with our relatives, we do different household chores, we do official things. I mean, the whole day, something or the other is lined up. So now, in this case, what we can do is, we can decide what outcome do I want, what kind of meeting is there, and what should be the result of that meeting. If I am meeting my relatives, what kind of meeting would that be? See, meeting is not only official. So whatever it is in our hand to get that outcome. The result is in our hand, right? So the beautiful practice, magnificent outcome. Let's read what is it all about. Yes, Madhuji.
Day 21, magnificent outcomes. You say grace before meals, all right? But I say grace before the concert and the opera, and grace before the play and pantomime, and grace before I open a book, and grace before sketching, painting, swimming, fencing, boxing, walking, playing, dancing, and grace before I dip the pen in the ink. G.K.
Ma-
Chesterton, writer.
Wonderful, wonderful. Can anybody tell me why do we say grace? Grace is a short prayer. What is the purpose of whenever we say any grace? Why do we say?
It is
Anybody?
gratitude.
Gratitude. Okay. Anybody
It's
else?
gratitude for what
Whatever.
we have.
Okay, wonderful. Gratitude for what we have. Anybody else? Why do we say grace? For example, it says that you say grace before meals. So why do we say grace before meals? One is to show gratitude for the food you have on your table. What could be another thing?
Also to give it positive energy.
Very good. Wonderful. Anything else we can think of? Hazina ji, आप कुछ कह रहे हैं?
What is the
Anybody else?
question, ma'am? Question. What is the question?
Question is, you say, the first line hai ki you say grace before meals. Mera question hai, why do we say grace before meals? Madhuji says,
Because meal fuel us and give the energy, and for that energy we thank the God, and we got the energy and work on as we wish. So
very,
we are so thankful. We are getting energy from that food. We are so grateful. God, we are getting that meal by harvesting the farmer, and he effort so much. After that, we getting very easily. So,
very good.
thank you, God. Thank you.
So exactly what Madhuji just now said, right? But my next question is, the author says, I say grace before concert, opera, pantomime, book reading. Why? What is the purpose?
So that whatever result is going to come out, it will be a favorable and positive.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful, Umesh. Any grace before anything, any work, any task, anything we are doing. So a grace is said so that it goes well. It goes well means what? Do you leave that on Almighty or कि इसको अच्छा कि जैसा चाहे वैसा करना? नहीं. What do we want? हमारी wish क्या होती है? That it should go well. So what are we looking at? Outcome. We are saying that grace so that whatever we are doing, the result of that, the outcome of that is good, right? So therefore, the author says, I just don't say grace before meals. हम सब लोगों को, when we are young, when we grow up, we are taught कि खाना खाने से पहले हम सब एक prayer करेंगे. Great. हम में से बहुत सारे लोग बड़े होते होते उसको भूल चुके होते हैं. बच्चों को तो जरूर सिखाते हैं हम नहीं कर रहे होते. Most of us. Some of us might be doing it, but many of us are not doing it, right? I always say, whatever you are doing, you and we adults, we are the role models for our children. So whatever we do, good or bad, they will follow. They, like you can say, it will be there. They will follow it, whatever we do. If not today, tomorrow, one day. So it is not that the grace is to be said before your meals. It is to be said anything you do before you do. So that can be anything. Yes, my dear.
We all want good outcomes to everything we do. In giving thanks before he performed an action, the writer Gilbert Keith Chesterton used the magic of gratitude to guarantee the outcome he wanted.
So when Mr. Gilbert is doing that, is it that it is usi ki bapauti hai? Only he can do it? No, my dear, this power of gratitude, this magic of gratitude, we all can use to guarantee the outcome we want. And I'm sure We all want that outcome to be the best. इस दुनिया में कोई भी इंसान आया है वो गलत काम करने नहीं आया है. आप अपन सब अपने हाथ दिल पे हाथ रख के सोचें तो हम में से कितने लोग गलती करना चाहते हैं. आई एम श्योर हम में से जितने लोग भी यहाँ प्रेजेंट हैं एक भी जना गलती नहीं करना चाहता है. बट हमको तो कुछ लोग कहेंगे कि फिर हमें तो गलत समझ लिया जाता है क्योंकि सबका आपका परसेप्शन है. पर जानबूझ करके कि मैं मेरे लिए सब गलत बात बोले, सब मेरे को गाली दे, सब लोग मुझे ब्लेम करें, मैं ऐसा जानबूझ करके करूंगी तो ऐसा कोई भी नहीं होता है. तो आज से आप लोग ये मान के चलिए कि आपको किसी की कोई बात पसंद नहीं आ रही है. You don't like somebody's something and we outright rule it out. ये ऐसा नहीं होता है. ये judgments, we are very smart at passing out judgments. अब हम जजमेंट पास करते थे कि गलत है, पर वो किसके हिसाब से गलत है? मेरे हिसाब से गलत है. पर जो बंदा कर रहा है वो अपने हिसाब से, उसकी सोच के हिसाब से वो बिल्कुल सही है. तो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि इस दुनिया में सही और गलत की कोई परिभाषा नहीं है. आप कहां से देख रहे हैं, इट डिपेंड्स ऑन दैट. बट वी आर वेरी क्विक, वी आर वेरी स्मार्ट, वी आर वेरी फास्ट एट व्हाट? एट मेकिंग जजमेंट.
Judging.
यस, कि ये ऐसा करता है, वो ऐसा करता है, ऐसा करता है. If we stop that, see, when we are doing that, we are not being grateful. What are we doing? We are looking at the very wrong side of the person. So when we are not appreciating the person, that means we are complaining the person. Do you think so we will ever be grateful about that person or having anything good in that person? So will we have any good relationship with that person? Are we giving good vibes to that person? Are we sending positive energy to that person? So who's at fault? Is that
We.
person at fault or we? हम
We.
गलत देख रहे हैं. हमारे घर में इतने सारे चैलेंजेस क्यों आते हैं? मैं हमेशा एक चीज बोलती हूँ, कोई भी यदि गधा है तो वो गधा ही रहेगा. हम उसको घोड़ा बनाने के पीछे लगे रहते हैं कि तुम घोड़े के जैसे दौड़ो. That is why we have differences. That is why we have all the time all those things. Just accept the person as it is and see. So therefore, this magic of gratitude is for all of us to get the outcome we want. How? Yes.
You will have had times when you thought to yourself, I hope this goes well, or I hope this turns out okay, or I'm going to need a lot of luck. All these thoughts are hoping for a good outcome to a situation. But life doesn't happen by chance or because of a stroke of luck. The laws of the universe operate mathematically to the finest possible degree. That is something you can count on.
So now, by now, we all are very well aware. What are we well aware of? That the life doesn't work on fluke or chance or just stroke of luck. Everything is governed by laws. So when we are hoping anything, for example, I have a meeting, I have a very important business meeting. And then, I tell myself, oh, I keep my fingers crossed, I hope it goes well. I hope it goes well. So when I'm saying, I hope it goes well, what am I doing? I am doubting before that very thing happens. So now when I'm doubting, you think from the perspective of law of attraction, what am I calling? Kisko attract kar rahi hu main? Yes, dear friends, what am I attracting? When I say, I hope it goes well now.
Fear.
Fear,
You are
okay.
attracting to fear.
Okay, what else?
Doubt.
Very good, doubt and fear. So when I am into doubt and fear, what am I attracting? Law of universe.
Negative.
Negativity.
Law. Yes. So when the law of attraction is always working with us at whatever we do. So when I say, I hope everything goes well. So what am I doing? I'm doubting myself. So when I doubt myself, before that thing has happened, how will that thing happen? I hope my son passes with good exam. That means I am doubting my son. I am not sending, or my daughter. It can be anybody. Yeah. So what am I sending to that child? All negative energy. Am I sending any positive to that child? Or for that matter, any adult in my house? Suppose my husband has a very important meeting. I say, I hope, हे भगवान, I hope अच्छा हो जाए. अच्छा हो जाए. क्या बोला? क्या अच्छा हो गया है? बोलना क्या है? अच्छा हो गया है. That is visualization पे जाएंगे तो हो गया है.
जी, अच्छा हो रहा है, अच्छा हो गया, राइट.
हो गया है. So यदि वो हो गया है, जब भी आप होप बोलेंगे, that means हम खुद के ऊपर खुद डाउट कर रहे हैं. खुद के ऊपर, अपने रिलेटिव्स के ऊपर, अपने बच्चे के ऊपर, अपनी किसी भी कैपेबिलिटी पर. So उससे क्या होगा? लॉ ऑफ अट्रैक्शन would definitely call more of that. फिर क्या होगा? डाउट एंड डाउट, फियर एंड फियर. आते जाओ, आते जाओ. एवरीबडी इज वेलकम. फियर एंड डाउट आ जाओ. आते हो भाई, आप बुला रहे तुम्हारे. यस.
A pilot doesn't hope that the laws of physics will keep working during his flight because he knows the laws of physics will never fail. You don't go into your day and hope that the law of gravity will keep you on the ground so you don't float off into space. You know there is no chance at play and gravity's law will never fail.
कभी आपने फ्लाइट में सुना है कि आपको कैप्टन, आपके फ्लाइट के पायलट ने कहा हो, आई होप दिस फ्लाइट गोज वेल, आई डोंट नो क्या होगा? कभी बोला आपको उन्होंने अनाउंस करके? आई होप. No, they know this is how it works. They know this is how gravity works. They know how physics works. That is, all the laws are fixed for them, right? So there is no chance. So no, the gravity never fails. We all know that. Yes, dear.
If you want magnificent outcomes to everything you do, then you have to use the law that governs outcomes, the law of attraction. That means you have to use your thoughts and feelings to attract magnificent outcomes to you. And being grateful for magnificent outcomes is one of the simplest way to do it.
Yes. So, dear friends, we will always remember, whatever we do, the law of attraction is working, right? So when I am thinking of a magnificent outcome, that, what do you mean by magnificent outcome? As I told you, magnificent outcome means whatever you are thinking about, you are thinking of the best result of that thing. Eventually, everything is to the mark, superb. And all that works on the basis of law of attractions means what? Anything you are doing, any meeting you have, any task you have planned, any to-do list you have planned 10 things, for example. Now, what are your feelings? What are your thoughts? My dear friends, we all know that our thoughts would make your actions, and the actions would make the future. So eventually the thoughts would make our future. So we have to keep checking what kind of thoughts we have. Same thoughts, on the basis of law of attraction I'm talking, this, if my thoughts are positive, I'm getting more positive. So therefore my outcome would always be magnificent. So we have to be very careful with our thoughts and feelings, whatever we are doing, without going into doubt, without going into the fear. देखिए साहब, मुझे एक फंडा लाइफ का बहुत अच्छा लगता है कि जो चीज मैं नहीं बदल सकती, whatever I cannot change, मैं कितना भी टेंशन कर लूं, रो लूं, परेशान हो जाऊं, लोअर नेगेटिविटी में चली जाऊं, लोअर वाइब्रेशन में चली जाऊं, जब मैं नहीं चेंज कर सकती तो नहीं चेंज कर सकती ना, सो व्हाई वरी? और जब जो मैं चीज चेंज कर सकती हूँ तो मैं यूं कर दूंगी ना, आता है ना मुझे करना, तो मुझे क्यों सोचना है? Then also there is no point for me to worry, no point for me to be fearful about that. isn't it? छोटी सी चीज को एक्सेप्ट करके चलेंगे ना तो भी बहुत सिंपल है लाइफ. They say life is very simple. और my dear friends, जो ये हम अभी ये जो प्रोसेसेस कर रहे हैं, they are what is the purpose of these? अभी मेरे ख्याल से this is another 1 or 2 more processes. Through these processes, जो ये last 10 processes, उसके बाद 6 और, तो मतलब ये जो process चल रहा है, this is to, you know, attract more, to get your dreams, to get your desires. So when I'm talking about any meeting, I'm talking about any task. What do I want? I want a magnificent outcome. So with the help of this gratitude, I can always change it. So these practices are the tools with which we can bring gratitude strongly in our life. So let us read further. Yes.
The magnificent outcomes practice is being grateful before you do something you want to go well. You could be grateful for the magnificent outcome to the work meeting, job interview, or exam. The magnificent outcome to the sports game, phone call, catch up with a friend, or seeing your mother-in-law. You could be grateful for the magnificent outcome to your exercise routine, your pet's vet appointment, or your medical and dental checkup. You could be grateful for the magnificent outcome when an electrician, plumber, or any tradesperson is addressing a problem in your home. The magnificent outcome to a family outing, conversation with your child about their behavior, or heart-to-heart with your partner. You could be grateful for the magnificent outcome to a purchase you will be making, such as a birthday present, engagement ring, or wedding dress, or the magnificent outcome to choosing a new cell phone, new carpet, drapes, or renovation company. You could be grateful for the magnificent outcome for a reservation at a restaurant, or great seats for a concert, the magnificent outcome to your daily mail, your daily emails, or your tax refund for the year.
Now you saw all the examples. You all heard all the examples, dear ones. You see, जिंदगी का कोई सा भी पहलू उन्होंने नहीं छोड़ा. मतलब ये magnificent outcome I can demand from the universe for anything and everything. For anything and everything, I repeat. So it can be renovation, it can be meeting, it can be email, it could be a restaurant, it can be reservation, you name it, and that magnificent outcome will be there. How? With our thoughts and our feelings. So the best is, you will see how, Abhi. So it can be anything and everything we do in our life. We can always demand for a magnificent outcome from the universe. Yes, dear.
If it helps you to believe in the magical power of gratitude to create magnificent outcomes, you can wave your fingers through the air and imagine you're sprinkling magic dust over the event you want to turn out magnificently.
Yes, that simple it is. You all have already done that magic dust. Magic dust works wonderfully. आप यदि आगे जाते जा रहे हैं और पीछे वाले यदि प्रोसेसेस को आप भूल रहे हैं तो मत भूलिएगा. Some of them are very simple. Just magic dust. ये क्या कर रहे हैं आप? जब magic dust डाल रहे हैं, आप उनके ऊपर पॉजिटिव एनर्जी डाल रहे हैं, और आप जब भी दूसरे के लिए कुछ मांगेंगे, आपका भला उनसे पहले होने वाला है. ये आप कभी मत भूलेंगे, और I'm sure आप कोई भूलते भी नहीं होंगे. Right? So to believe in this magical power of gratitude for these magnificent outcomes, it is just like that magic dust. So simple.
Another time to use gratitude for magnificent outcomes is when something unexpected happens during your day. When something unexpected happens, very often we can jump to conclusions and immediately think there is something wrong. For example, you arrive at work and are told that the boss wants to see you right away. The problem with jumping to conclusion conclusions and thinking there's something wrong is that the law of attraction says that what you think and feel, you will attract to you. So instead of jumping to conclusion and thinking you might be in trouble, take the opportunity to make the magic happen by being grateful for a magnificent outcome.
Yeah. You see, law of attraction को हम जाने नहीं देंगे, हम भूलेंगे नहीं. Now, my dear friends, आप देखिए, anything unexpected happens. You see, the life is not in your control. What does that mean? It means that there are many things in the life in the day would happen which you would not have anticipated or you would not have thought about it. So now when something unexpected has happened, what do? If somebody is late in the family, there is no good thought coming in the mind. Oh, पता नहीं क्या हो गया, गाड़ी खराब हो गई, किसी ने कुछ कर दिया, तो accident हो गया, late क्यों निकले? I mean, there are 101 thoughts which are very fearful. So when I am in fear, I'm attracting what? That again, fear. So I will get more and more and more of that thing, and I'll sink deeper and deeper unless that person appears. Till that person is not in front of my eyes, I can think of 101 things that would go wrong. So when anything of unexpected has happened, instead of jumping to the conclusion, you see, if we are thinking of something bad, wrong, or negative, the law of attraction is getting it more and more, attracting more and more. So instead of that, we would take that opportunity to make that magic happen. Why? You think of the magnificent outcome instead. It is not easy. It is easy said than done. But yes, still there is a way out. We can teach ourselves. We can practice this tool. Again, I'm saying it is not easy. जिसका कोई बंदा बहुत लेट हो गया है, उसका फोन नहीं लग रहा है, you're frantically trying. मेरा बच्चा स्कूल अपनी क्लास में से घर नहीं पहुंचा है, मुझे उसको यदि मैं उसको बोलूंगी ना think positive, वो मुझे उतार के मारेगा. Why? Because उस टाइम उसका frame of mind वैसा जा रहा है. But जब अपने को पता है कि भाई मैं नेगेटिव सोचूंगी तो आई वुड बी अट्रैक्टिंग मोर ऑफ इट, तो अब क्या करूं? आई हैव टू टीच माई सेल्फ. Slowly I'll do that, and then when I would all the time think of the magnificent outcome कि ऐसा होगा, कि अच्छा होगा, कि ऐसा वाला होगा. We are training, because gratitude is training yourself. If I'm doing it today and I'm leaving it, not doing again, it would not happen. I have to keep doing it. I have to keep trying it. So, my dear friends, whenever anything of this kind would happen, with the help of this magnificent outcome, we will pull ourselves up. Yes.
If you miss your bus or train on your way to work, or miss a flight, or are unexpectedly delayed, instead of thinking, this is bad, be grateful for the magnificent outcome so that you put the magic into motion to receive magnificent outcomes.
Very good. Yes.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
there is a very good example when, World Trade Center, I think that was 9/11 happened. There were a lot of people who missed their train.
Yes.
Yeah, so that there were quite a few of friends who just missed their train.
Yeah. So very good example. So when the moment they missed the train, they must have said, oh my God, I missed the train. So when they eventually came to know this is what has happened, I'm sure they must have been blessed themselves, felt the blessings. अच्छा हुआ मेरी train miss हो गई.
Yes.
Good example. Yes.
If you are a parent and you are asked to attend an unexpected meeting at school about your child, instead of thinking there's a problem, be grateful for the magnificent outcome. If you receive,
how can you do that? In this particular example, what can one think?
The child must have done something wrong.
This is what everybody would think. Like if an unexpected call has come from the school, so this would be I think everybody, generally people would do. But what are the other positives where we can think of the magnificent outcome? What
They can
magnificent outcomes can we think of?
They can think the child would have done something super good, and the principal is calling them to appreciate the child.
Yeah. So instead of thinking कि उसने कुछ अच्छा किया होगा, you see, हम जब भी generalize करके करेंगे तो हमारा काम नहीं होगा. वहां पर gratitude आएगा नहीं. कुछ अच्छा करा होगा. Right? नहीं. आप particularly सोचिए होगा ना, आप सोचिए कुछ examples. For example, ओ मेरे बच्चे का result बहुत अच्छा हुआ होगा. मेरे बच्चे ने क्लास में बहुत अच्छी मदद करी होगी किसी की. या मेरे बच्चे ने अपनी टीचर का काम किया होगा. या मेरे बच्चे ने रीडिंग बहुत अच्छी करी होगी. आप कुछ पर्टिकुलर चीज को लेके सोचिएगा. जनरल मत चलिएगा. Don't think of general. That general thing would not give us gratitude का feeling. That feeling would not be there.
हम ऐसा भी सोच सकते हैं कि हमारे जो बच्चे ने कुछ गलत किया था अब उसमें सुधार होगा. वी आर ग्रेटिट्यूड फॉर दैट. थैंक यू गॉड वी गिव द चांस टू, ताकि हमें उसको सुधार हो. अब हम वहाँ मीटिंग अटेंड करके उसको सुधार कर सके.
सर यहाँ पर अपन जो क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं कि अभी तो अपने पास सिर्फ फोन आया है, ठीक है, तो अभी फोन ही आया है, अभी उन्होंने हमको कुछ भी नहीं कहा है. जैसे मैं आपको बताऊं, हमारे स्कूल में एक कंपटीशन होता था. उस कंपटीशन में कुछ मतलब आप सोचिए 200 से 300 बच्चे पार्टिसिपेट करते थे और एक 10 बच्चों को हम चूज करते थे. बड़ा लंबा चौड़ा प्रोसीजर होता था. बट हमारे स्कूल में हमारे पास हम जो टीचर्स को बोलते थे कि आप घर पे कॉल तो करेंगे, क्योंकि नेक्स्ट डे सब बच्चों को कलर ड्रेस में पहन के आना है, यूनिफॉर्म में नहीं पहन के आना है. बट जो वो 10 बच्चे होते थे उनको यूनिफॉर्म पहन के आना है. तो अब आप घर पे हम उनको बोलते थे कि आप बच्चे को कल यूनिफॉर्म में भेजना है आप. तो अब पेरेंट्स सोचेगा पता नहीं क्या गड़बड़ कर दी, जबकि उसके पास क्या आ रहा था, उसके पास तो बहुत बड़ा रिवॉर्ड आ रहा था, बहुत बड़ा अवार्ड आ रहा था. राइट? तो मेरे कहने का मतलब है जब स्कूल से फोन आया है तो मैं गलत सोचूं क्यों कि मेरे बच्चे ने कुछ गंदा करा हुआ, मेरे बच्चे ने कुछ खराब ही किया होगा. वाई, कुछ अच्छा भी तो कर सकता है ना मेरा बच्चा. क्या नहीं कर सकता? इस लायक नहीं है? तो फिर मैं मेरे बच्चे को अभी से डाउट करूंगी, मैं अभी से बच्चे को अपनी नेगेटिव एनर्जी दूंगी? नहीं. तो इसलिए जब भी स्कूल से फोन आएगा, आई विल ऑलवेज थिंक ऑफ. इस तरह मैं आपको इसलिए एग्जाम्पल दे रही हूँ कि आप क्या सोच सकते हो. जनरल में नहीं सोचने का कुछ अच्छा किया होगा, नहीं, क्या, कैसा. राइट? तो उसमें यस वैद्या.
Hi, Ms. Ruchi. This is Zinat here.
हाँ जी वैद्या.
Yeah. So this is a generalized thing, right? So I
Yeah.
just want to say you something which is very critical, which always bugs me. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you the situation. This is not a normal one, but I was lucky. So I think I had gone for 3 biopsies. Okay. So one is for breast cancer, one is for endometriosis, and one is for cervical cancer. And recently my husband, I think he gone for like skin biopsy. Okay. So the biopsies are not a very easy thing to go in your life.
Yes.
They are like very,
the name itself, bugs you or scares you.
Yeah. So like if the result comes good also, it becomes very tough to understand that, yeah, something has not happened to you and you have to move on in your life. Yes. So if this is when the good outcome or hard outcome, but I don't know if the bad outcome will come, how will I react? Because by that time only my brain is gone, So
yes, beautifully said, Zinati. You see, as I'm telling you, we will have and we will keep having unexpected situations in our lives. So when we are training, when we are talking about this gratitude, and if it is happening one day and next day we are not doing anything. So now instead of thinking of that critical situations, now let us learn to start with small things, For example, if they're talking about somebody getting a call from the school, it is something very simple as compared to a biopsy, isn't it? So now, when I'm teaching myself to look at something positive, you see, now if the result of that biopsy is positive, I know the brain would think the other way. But then You see, if brain was capable of giving you all the answers, the problem would not occur at all. So therefore, we have to look at something positive in that situation, which otherwise simple law of attraction है. अभी मैं fear में चली गई, मेरा ये detect हुआ है, I go in fear. So what am I getting? I'll be getting into more and more fear. और आपको पता है, emotion will get the disease. So I'll be getting trapped. I'm sinking and sinking. Choices, we all have two choices in our life under all circumstances. So it is now up to us, what do we want? We all know that law of attraction is working under all circumstances, whether good or bad. And it's not easy. Not easy. Getting negative is very simple, very easy. But to pull yourself out is not easy. So in that case, when I keep teaching myself through small things, I am getting into that muscle. I am getting into that habit. I am getting into admiring. So I will definitely look at that outcome, which we are thinking and talking. For sure. Yes,
और
my
मैम एक बात ऐसी भी होती होगी ना कि जैसे the parent का example था. If the parent had been putting an effort on the child or been giving the right values or even taking his studies, then automatically the parent would have a positive thought towards it. So let's say now we are writing gratitude. Let's say I'm grateful to a simple thing is whenever my courier or anybody comes to my house, I'll always say thank you to them. So one day though my name was there, but the address was wrong.
Okay.
He still brought my package to my house.
Wow.
He said, "नहीं ma'am, मुझे तो मालूम था ये आपका नाम है ना," because usually I do most of my online shopping होता है. So he said, "Yeah, but हाँ मुझे तो मालूम था आपका ये address है करके."
बताओ.
And he told me, देखो आपका address किसी ने wrong, मतलब address इस पे wrong
जहाँ से
है.
आए, हाँ,
One of my friend had sent her. Otherwise, the package would have been lost.
Yeah.
So I believe that हमारे कर्मा भी होंगे. So let's say if let's say I practice yoga, I've been practicing yoga for some time. If what that ma'am was saying, if something happens to me, so let's say I told you about my accident that I had
Yeah.
about 10 years back, and I'm always hopeful. No, if I keep practicing yoga the way I'm supposed to practice, or whatever at rate I'm practicing, one day it will improve. Whatever is there. So if my practices have been right, somewhere I have been living such a disciplined life, or I have not done the things that the result would be so bad. Yeah, but I do understand where she's coming from.
No, I have something different also to tell you. Yeah, it's my perception, my opinion. You see, when you talk of karmas, some people say that हमारे पिछली जन्म के कर्म होंगे. अब या तो एक बात बताइए, आप या तो मुझे इतनी पावर दीजिए कि मुझे मेरा पिछला जन्म याद रहे, तो मुझे पता तो हो मैंने ये कब गुनाह करा कब था. अब मुझे ये तो पावर है नहीं कि मुझे पता तो है नहीं कि मैंने कब गुनाह किया था. अब जब गुनाह ही नहीं पता तो उसकी सजा कैसे दे रहे हो आप मुझे? Again, there are different school of thoughts. It is one of them. Yes, अभी जो आप कर्मा कर रहे हो, yes.
अभी की बात कर रही थी.
Yeah, बिल्कुल सही है, बिल्कुल सही है. अभी आप जो कर्मा कर रहे हो वो आपके हाथ में है, वो आपके हाथ में है. अभी हम जो कर रहे हैं, तो हमारी डिजीजेस देखिए, आज यदि कोई इंसान को कुछ हो रहा है तो हम ये नहीं कह सकते कि उसके कर्मा है, उसके पास कर्मा होंगे. और यार वो इंसान तो बहुत अच्छा है, अपन बहुत बार ऐसे कहते हैं, वो इंसान तो बहुत अच्छा है, उसको कैसे हो गया ये? तो कोई कहता है उसके पास कर्मास है. तो मुझे कभी कभी लगता है कि भगवान जी मिलेंगे तो मैं उनको बोलूंगी, या तो मुझे मेरा पास्ट याद रखवाओ तो मुझे पता चले कि मैंने ये गलत किया था. अभी तो मुझे लगता है मुझे तो पता भी नहीं है कौन से गुनाह की सजा दे रही हूँ, सजा मुझे मिल रही है. राइट और नो? सो यस, अभी वाले कर्मास they are in my hand, बट पुराने वाले कर्मास I don't know कब करवाया था, मुझे कब करवा था, I don't remember that. So yes, still at the end of the day,
Yeah, I just want to add a new, or what you say, perspective there to this. So I always used to feel that something I had done wrong. But when I go on to, what do you say, uh, to pray, so I came to a different perspective. Like what were they
Ah,
saying is this life is a life of you will have so many tests, and everyone here will have some or the other test. So maybe this is your test,
yes.
and you have
Yeah.
to you have to be
Take the
strong.
test. Yeah. You see, all the souls who are here on this earth, they have come down to gain some, to learn some lesson. Therefore, they are here. So till that lesson is learned, we keep doing that same thing. Therefore, वो जो patterns की हम बात करते हैं ना, कि जैसे अपन बोलते हैं उसकी लाइफ में ऐसा बार बार ऐसा ही होता रहता है. तो या तो हम जो सोच रहे हैं, जो मेरा थॉट प्रोसेस है, वो सेम पैटर्न पे जा रहा है. मतलब क्या? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मैं एक एग्जाम्पल देती हूँ हमेशा, कि सपोज मैंने एक नया जॉब ज्वाइन करा है और मुझे पहले से ही पता है, पता तो क्या है, डर है. मेरा जॉब है ना, मेरा जो बॉस है ना, बहुत अब्यूसिव होगा. ही इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी अब्यूसिव. आई हैव नॉट स्टार्टेड माय जॉब एज ऑन इट. So, but I'm thinking my boss is going to be very abusive. Now, before that, my magnificent outcome तो क्या आएगा? मेरा law of attraction से मैंने मेरे बॉस को क्या भेजे जा रही हूँ? Negative, negative, negative. So, and I keep getting that. And if you will find out, there are many people who get the same patterns. वो जितना जॉब साथ छोड़ के जाते, दूसरा वाला बॉस भी ऐसा ही करता है. आप बहुत बार देखिएगा, कोई इंसान डिवोर्स लेता है कि मेरा हस्बैंड बहुत अब्यूसिव था, उसका दूसरा हस्बैंड भी अब्यूसिव, या वाइफ कह लो, वाइस वर्सा. Because these are fixed patterns. जब तक हम इस पैटर्न को ब्रेक नहीं करते हैं, unless and until we don't learn, it will repeat, go on repeating. So,
Yeah.
my dear, yes. So, my dear friends, यदि patterns repeat होते हैं अपन लोगों की life में, तो अपने को we should be very, very attentive and try to break that. Otherwise, it will keep on till we learn the lesson. So, we all are, as Zinaji, you have said, we all are here on this earth to learn some kind of a lesson. Till we learn, it goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
थोड़ा जल्दी चले, मैं already
हाँ,
9:50 हो रहा है.
For, हाँ.
कोई बात नहीं. Most of the time you will see and experience the magnificent
बात है.
outcome you asked for, and occasionally you won't even know how you benefited from an unexpected event. But when you ask for a magnificent outcome and feel sincerely grateful for it, you are using the mathematical law of attraction, and you must receive a magnificent outcome back somewhere at some time, guaranteed.
Please forget everything except this guaranteed. If you think, if you feel it will happen, it will happen. Sincerely grateful for it and you will get it. Because the law of attraction. And it works all the time. Yes, dear.
Whenever you find yourself thinking there's a chance at play with something in your life, or thinking you have no control over something, or when you find yourself hoping something will turn out well, remember that there's no chance for the law of attraction. You will get what you are thinking and feeling. Gratitude helps protect you from attracting what you don't want, bad outcomes, and it ensures you get what you do want, magnificent outcomes.
Very simple. Law of attraction हम सबको पता है. Now,
Hmm.
when I am in gratitude, means what? आप सबको पता है कि आप gratitude में हैं तो complain तो नहीं कर रहे. तो जब complain नहीं कर रहे तो complaints आएंगी भी नहीं. So when you are in gratitude, means you are appreciating something. So when you are appreciating something, you are thinking of the good of something. Naturally, you will get that magnificent outcome. वो आएगा. We are ensuring that.
When you're grateful for magnificent outcomes, you're using universal law and changing hopes and chances into faith and certainty. When gratitude becomes your way of life, you automatically go into everything you do with gratitude. Knowing that the magic of gratitude will produce a magnificent outcome.
Yes, we all should remember, and this is how it works. The gratitude will always produce magnificent outcome, and this is universal law.
Okay. The more you practice magnificent outcomes and make it a daily habit, the more magnificent outcomes you will attract into your life. Less and less you will find yourself in situations that you don't want to be in. You won't find yourself in the wrong place at the wrong time. And no matter what happens in your day, you will know with absolute certainty that the outcome will be magnificent.
Yes. So, dear friends, we have to make this getting or looking for magnificent outcomes as our habit. दिन भर में हम जो भी चीज सोच रहे हैं, जो भी हम कर रहे हैं, we have to think of the magnificent outcome, beautiful result. ये इतना अच्छा है. So when this will happen, we will not have tricky situations. We would not have situations where we are not able to decide, and we will not find ourselves wrong also. So we will always be certain that our outcomes will be magnificent only when we learn to be in gratitude, when we are thinking of the good.
Okay. At the beginning of today, choose 3 separate situations where you would like magnificent outcomes. You can choose 3 things that are important to you in your life currently, such as a job interview coming up, an application for a loan, an exam, or a doctor's appointment. You can also start by selecting 3 things that are normally humdrum activities for you. Because when the magic happens to those humdrum activities, you will really be convinced that you attracted the magnificent outcome. For example, you could choose your drive to work, doing the ironing, going to the bank or post office, picking up the kids, paying the bills, or collecting the mail.
So today's process, you will think of the 3 things. It could be from the things you've already decided, or any simple ritual which we are doing every day. It can be anything, any simplest of all, it can be anything. For example, a doctor's appointment. When it's suppose it's a doctor, what can be the magnificent outcome? That I am very healthy. If I'm sick also, I will not say, okay, if I'm sick. No, I will get the right medicine and I am very healthy. Or I can, out of any simple activities of our daily life, I can get something magnificent. The examples are very simple, the author has already given to us.
Make a little list of 3 situations you have chosen for magnificent outcomes. Use gratitude's magical power, and as you write each one, imagine that you are writing about each one after it has happened. Thank you for the magnificent outcome too. For the second step of this magical practice, you are going to choose 3 unexpected things that arise today and use the magical power of gratitude for their magnificent outcome as well. You could do this practice before you take 3 phone calls, or before you open 3 emails, 3 letters in the mail, before you do an unexpected errand, or anything else expected that comes up in the day. This part of the practice is not much about what unexpected events you chose, as it is about you practicing gratitude for magnificent outcome on the little unexpected things. Each time an unexpected event arises, you close your eyes briefly, if you can, and mentally say and feel the magic word, thank you for the magnificent outcome too.
So what is today's practice? Number 1, you will think of any 3 simple things and you will make a list of 3 situations which you will choose for getting the magnificent outcome. All the examples that those were given to us. We will use the magical power of gratitude. Means what? Again, visualization. And you think as if it has happened, and you would be very happy. And then you are then sending thanks also for that. Thank you for the magnificent outcome to the meeting with my boss, for example. Now for the second step, that was the first step. Now for the second step, I would think of the 3 unexpected things. Means you would not be able to think it right now. For example, as the day passes and anything unexpected has happened which you never thought would happen. So now it is you have to, use this magical power of gratitude of getting the good, magnificent outcome. And this practice, as she is suggesting, we can do when, suppose a phone call, I get a phone call. If the bell rings, so before I pick up, I think of the magnificent outcome of that phone call. Or if I open an email, or I get a mail. Now, this is how these unexpected things she's talking about. So our process has two parts. First step and the second step. So each time any unexpected thing is happening, we are mentally saying ourselves, thank you for the magnificent outcome. For example, your maid is not coming up today. You did not expect her to be absent today. What would you do? Thank you for not coming. What would I do? How will I frame my sentence? When my maid is not coming, I have to thank for what? For not to the maid for not coming up. Now, what could be the magnificent outcome of that situation? For example, all your dishes are lined up. Your maid is not there and your dishes are all lined up for you to do it. Thank you for the magnificent outcome to get my dishes cleaned. That means you've got somebody to help you to clean up your dishes. Even if you have done it, whatever you are asking, you have to ask it that way. Say it that way. And feel it as if this is how it has happened.
Yeah, but you can show a gratitude that at least for out of 30 days, she was there for 27 days. Only 3
Wonderful.
days I have to clean.
Wonderful. Yes. And then you can thank your body as well if you are able to, get up and you can do your things on your own. Maybe ताकत है कि मैं अपना काम कर सकती हूँ. So just there's another opportunity to thank this body. I'm very strong, I can do it. Right? So I'm so thankful. Right? Great. Yes, dear.
You can't do this magical practice too much because the more you practice it, the more magnificent outcome you will have in your life as a matter of course. But practicing it today will get you into the idea of it. And in the future, if you ever find yourself in a situation where you're hoping for a good outcome or thinking you need luck, you will immediately turn to magical power of gratitude and make magnificent outcome a certainty in your life.
Yes. So now we have learned another tool that whatever we are thinking, we are not thinking ki hoga ki nahi hoga, I hope acha ho jaye. No, I am going to think of that magnificent outcome for that particular thing. And that is for sure happening. And this is how we are going to teach ourselves. Not, oh my God, I hope I'm so lucky today. No. I am thinking of that magnificent outcome and teaching myself. Yes, dear.
Magic practice number 21, magnificent outcomes. 1, count your blessings, make a list of 10 blessings, write why you're grateful, reread your list, and at the end of each blessing, say thank you, thank you, thank you, and feel as grateful for that blessing as you can. At the beginning of the day, choose 3 things or situations that are important to you where you want magnificent outcomes. List your 3 things and write each one as though you are writing after it has happened. Thank you for the magnificent outcome. 2. Number 4, as you go through your day, choose 3 unexpected events that come up in your day where you can be grateful for a magnificent outcome. Each time, close your eyes and mentally say and feel, thank you for the magnificent outcome too. Just before you go to sleep tonight, hold your magic rock in one hand and say the magic words, thank you for the best thing that has happened during the day.
Thank you, dear. Thank you, dear Mataji. So, my dear friends, the first thing in the morning, tomorrow morning, we are going to write 10 blessings. 10 is just a number to start with. But we will not stick to 10. We will go on increasing as we are learning. Today we have done day 21. So now we know how to choose, right? And then after that, we are going to choose any three. If it's like now we have learned how to make the magical to-do list. We can always choose any of the three things which we have written in our magical to-do list. And then any three unexpected things that have happened, and that is how we will do. And before you sleep, magic rock practice. If you have not started, please start. And those who are doing, I'm sure you are enjoying it to the core. Great. So, any questions regarding today's practice? Any thought? Yes,
So now
Satyenji.
the three, we have to write three from
Three.
maybe the desired list that we made yesterday. We can write three from those.
Not
And-
only desire list, what the magical to-do list also when we are talking about.
Okay.
You see, every day we have different things lined up for the
Right.
day, right? So
Right.
out of those, we can take any three and we can write about the magnificent outcome. What a magnificent outcome for what thing. And then
Okay.
the another three would be unexpected things which we have
Exactly.
not thought about. But
Okay.
now that has cropped up or that has come. Or any phone call, which would like for any unexpected phone call you are receiving just about the bell is ringing. So before इसका phone क्यों आया है? अब अपन बहुत बोलते ना, आज इसने phone क्यों किया है? Oh my God, why did she call? So what am I doing? I am again in doubt and the fear. Why did she call? Getting my point. So instead
Yeah.
of that, we would think of that magnificent outcome. So that is today's practice. And before we sleep, before you go to bed today, we will talk to our magic rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any questions, dear friends? This is a beautiful practice. Yes, Satyen sir.
Yeah, ma'am, if there's something, let us say, now normally outcomes, you would think that it would take certain amount of time to fructify. Let's say you're in a very difficult situation where you you're in your house and you get mugged in your house, and this guy comes to steal, and then in fact I've been in such a situation, by the way, so that's why this come to my mind. And I was like, this happened when I was abroad, and I was like in shock. So how do you first of all manage such a situation, and what should be running through your mind, because they could have shot me dead?
Yeah. Please come again. I couldn't get what you're talking about, sir.
No, talking about an extreme situation,
Okay.
which I mean, people get kidnapped, people get
Ha.
etc. So such a situation I've been through. Of course,
Okay.
thankfully I came out of it, but without knowing anything of gratitude. I just was mum and stunned probably,
Okay.
and I came out alive. But it was a very grueling situation. But what
I'm
should
sure.
be going through your mind when you go through something of this sort here? And how do
You
you react?
See, if you're talking about your mind, the mind would go deep into fear.
Mhm.
If you're talking about mind, as I said, if you're talking about mind, the mind has never given the solutions. If the mind was capable of giving all the solutions, then there would not be any problem in life. So now when I'm talking about such situations, which are not very common, right? So, I mean, these things are not happening or doesn't happen with everybody every time. But if something of this has happened, so again, there are always two choices under all circumstances, sir. So now, if you have to give somebody this suggestion, what would you suggest that person to do?
What would I suggest?
Yeah. Because we have always two choices under all circumstances for any situation you talk about, sir. Either you think positive about it, think of the best what can happen, or we go deep down thinking of all the doubts, all the fears on this earth.
You know what exactly I did, because this happened a long time back, almost 25 years back.
Yeah.
So it was not just one person. It was like I think a total of 4 or 5 people with guns and knives would come inside. So I just kept quiet. I didn't say anything. I let them turn the house upside down.
Okay.
And they obviously were asking me for where's the money. So I said I don't have any. So then I started engaging with them in conversation, very light conversation. And I was asking them, how things, how are you, and nothing to get them agitated.
Yeah.
But because they had a gun on my head as well, so I had to just calm them down. I said, "Relax, take it easy." And I was
Wonderful.
engaged with them, and I was engaging with them, and they were even touching my hair and saying, they even apologized to me. They said, sorry for
Now-
what you're doing.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful.
Funny.
Now tell me, what could have been other situation?
No, if I had gone ballistic and gone wild, they would have just shot me dead.
Or
Correct.
there was another option for you. You could have been very fearful. You could have started crying, screaming, anything.
Yeah, that of course that's more with the ladies, but
Sir,
we gen-
you never know. Well, yeah, somebody could have taken that as well. So that is what I'm saying. In that particular situation, we are talking about something very serious, which would, I think, God forbid, it doesn't happen with anybody. But if you're even talking about, like, even if you're talking about day-to-day activities, if you're talking about in the whole day, there are so many things which would happen. So under those circumstances, for small things also, we can make our life very simple and nice by thinking of these beautiful, magnificent outcomes, by not being in doubt, but just
Ma'am,
itna
what
bhi kar
would
lenge.
you?
Yes, sir.
Sorry.
Yes, sir. So then, sir, you saying something?
Sorry, I was just thinking that what would you suggest to? In fact, my wife happens to be Russian, and she happens to be in Russia right now. So what would you? Because these people are all living in fear all the time because they don't know when a bomb will fall. They don't know what is going to. It's all like situation.
Sir, again, so same two situations.
What is it that one should tell them to?
To be, you see, every day now the war is now almost
down because they're always on the tenterhook, not knowing what's going to happen.
Yes.
How
Sir,
to really?
Mr. Chi,
to
can
really-
I answer
because,
this?
I mean,
I'm not an expert, but
how
I
do you
just
stop a
want to
war?
make some points.
What do you have
Sure,
to say
sure.
to? How do you think of the?
Sir, Zinatji wants to answer you. Yes, Zinatji.
Yeah, so sir, I think this is a trauma. Okay. So when the trauma is there, so it is a different thing and it should be handled by a professional. I know the thoughts will be coming up, but I think the psychiatrist or the like the trauma professionals, they will be in a position to help you in this more.
Sir,
But
ma'am.
I had listened about this because I live in US and I have a neighbor and he's a refugee and he came from a war zone. So I was just walking and he came up to me and we were just discussing and he was telling, I came from an area where in my childhood when I came, all they were bombing which was going on. Sometimes I don't get sleep, he was telling. So this is a different thing.
No,
So
still you can help yourself and help others as well. And in this situation also, my dear. As Satyenji, are you there, sir? Yeah, Satyen, sir. You see, almost 500 days have passed in this fear of bombing and in this fear of war zones.
Yes.
Now, every day has passed, so there is something positive to look forward to. There are many people who are killed, or who have been killed, but there are many people who are still surviving. So there is still something positive to look at. Again, as I told you, there are two choices. If as she said, you have to look for a psychiatrist till you get a psychiatrist. This is again you have two choices in this situation. Either you get fearful or you look for something, one thing or two things to be grateful for. That I got another day. All my family members are there with me. That is also a matter to be grateful for, isn't it? So if you tell her, just write 3 things every day before you sleep. What are you grateful for? Gradually, you would come out of that. There are situations where people, as she said, cannot sleep, but with the help of this magic rock, when you talk to that magic rock, if you have not done it, you will not understand what am I talking about. This magic rock looks very simple, but when you do this ritual, it is very powerful. because you talk of all the good things that has happened in the day. So when you sleep with that day, your subconscious is also working with that positive. And eventually you will get that positive. This is how it works. Unless and until one tries, then only you would understand. How am I talking about? Like there are so many who would vouch for this magic rock, or who would talk about how discounting their blessings is helping them. See, every person is fighting a battle at their own way, at their own end, and in their own way. Some battles are visible, some battles are not visible.
Those that are fighting their own minds, I think they are the worst off.
Yeah.
In fact, I have a friend who has that problem, and I don't know how to handle that person. It's just impossible.
Mhm.
It's a mental.
Once, like I would always suggest, if you ask a person to, because you see, the only thing is when like people are depressed, or when the people cannot think of good, when we fail to look anything positive in our life. So if we
Ma'am,
teach ourselves,
ma'am, if you're suffering from something and you're not willing to accept it, that's a big problem, right? I think
even if I'm suffering from something, for example, sir, even if I'm suffering from something, there is one thing which I'm suffering from, but the rest of the 100 things are working well for me. So if I am grateful for few things also which are working for me, you see the suffering goes down. If you talk about gratitude, the gratitude has a direct implication on your physical health, on your immunity, on your happiness. You name it, and there is a direct connection with that. That powerful is this gratitude only when we do it. Otherwise, it's a matter of, if we keep on talking the whole night, is not sufficient. But the one who does it would understand, for sure.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anybody?
Ma'am, I just want to
Yeah.
I just want to share something.
Yeah.
It's very simple.
Yeah.
So see, I have a very bad habit of munching all the time.
Huh.
I keep munching all the time.
Okay.
And so I was because I'm doing this therapeutic course. So in that I found out that I'm actually on the overweight side. But if somebody looks at me, they will not realize it.
Okay.
So when I was just in my therapy course, she said maybe your body structure is like that. But then I just told myself that why don't I write a gratitude saying I am thankful that all the food I eat gets digested and I eat mindfully. That's all I wrote. And you will not believe, ma'am, that's exactly what is happening. Now I'm not running towards the kitchen all the time.
Wow.
It's really magical.
Wow.
I have not, for last 3 days, I have not done it. I think couple of days I started immediately. And I'm not like, every time automatically I'll go towards the kitchen. I'm just passing. I'll pick up something to eat. I'll pick up some. Now I'm just like having my breakfast. I need a proper breakfast. I ensure I have good food, but I'm not munching too much in between. Like, the gnawing feeling of hunger has gone.
Okay.
Something so simple. I was just taken aback.
Wonderful.
I think I write every day. No, I'll eat mindfully. That's what I wrote. I'm grateful that I'll eat mindfully.
Wonderful. See, therefore I'm saying, anybody who would do it can vouch for it. Yes,
but ma'am, this writing is essential, or can it just be in your mind?
No, sir. Why is writing essential? Because when we start writing, we learn to notice. Otherwise, sir, if I'll ask you now, I give you one question, Satyen sir, what are things which are very good in your life? I gave you 1 minute to write. You will keep thinking after writing 2 to 3 things, you will keep thinking. My another question is, suppose if I tell you, okay, Satyen sir, tell me what is not good in your life. Write in 1 minute, you will write 10 things. Because we are automatic, ये default है कि that we are always like negative, हमारे पास जल्दी आता है, and then we take life and things for granted. कि ये तो होना ही चाहिए ना. So we fail to look at the good things in our life. So if we start writing, sir, we learn to notice First of all, people have problem ki 10 cheez kya likhu.
I never understood this one thing in my life. I don't work right now for anybody, but whenever I used to work, I had a corporate job. I always used to get this feedback from my boss or my boss's boss that Satyan, you're very negative. So I said, I used to wonder why the hell they're saying that. But I said, but see, the problem was that they would create issues and I would have to give a positive spin to it and say, no, it can be sorted, even when it can't be sorted. So I found that very stupid because I said that if it is a problem, I said, yes, it is a problem, but let's work around it or something to that effect. I would try to be genuine and try to be truthful about something, but no, for them, it is everything. Even if you're sinking in quicksand, you have to be positive about. I just couldn't understand that logic of theirs ever. And they were always positive and I was always negative. So that is something and in fact, it went against me also. I used to have tiffs, fights, and it even affected my job, my compensation, and just about everything. I could never get out of it because for me, I'm a realistic person. I'm neither a positive person nor a negative person. I'm just,
Sir,
if I see
I have one question for you here. Suppose there are 10 people in all in your office and you're one of them. So now all other 9, they are doing something which you don't like. But since you are a realistic person, so you would go to all 9 and say, you're not doing good. Then you go to everybody and say, this is your drawback, this is your flaw, this is not working good for you. Because you are a realistic person and you want to tell them, कि this is, अब वो toxic positivity की बात नहीं करूंगा मैं तो practical person हूँ तो I'll straight away say कि this is not working good for you. You're not doing this good. Do you think so? You can do that? Or should you do that? Satyan sir? Oh, Satyan sir? Got my question?
sorry, your voice broke, so I couldn't get you.
Suppose you are 10 people working in your office and you are a very practical person. So somebody is like, you find that the person, the rest of the 9, they're one person is not doing this correct, another person is not doing that correct. So you would go to every person and say, this is not good, this one is not good, this is better, this is not good. So
and in reality, how it works in a corporate environment, I'm sure most of you all would know that, is when the boss is speaking, whatever he's saying, he's right. Okay. And everybody who wants their job has to say yes, has to be a yes man. even though they say that Satyan, we're not paying you to be a yes man, they want you to be a yes man. So I have the temerity and the guts to call my boss out and say, I think you're wrong out there. I think this is how it works. And he doesn't like it.
Sir, I would love to talk to you in person because I'm not sure how everybody else would take it because we are already 19 minutes late. But then if whenever you're free, you can always connect with me. We can talk on this. Yeah, definitely. Sure. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Bye. Yes, anybody else? Yes. Any suggestions, any question? So that brings us to the end of our session today. See you tomorrow, same time.
Good night.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good night, all of you.